everyone, my name is ErieNaku.
And welcome to this reaction video.
Give us a show.
Ta-da.
Today I'm going to be reacting to TV shows that fell off by Tommy NFG. I'm excited to see what Tommy has to say about TV shows that fell off. I really hope he mentions Stranger Things because I think it fell off really hard.
You're dead. What? No.
Especially since I really enjoyed the first season and now I don't even think it's the same show anymore.
Right. So my point is...
And it's very sad. Anyways, let's get into it.
So they shot me with a knife. I'm dying.
So in the past year, as in 2023, I feel like the spark.
Okay, so this is kind of like an older show. I mean, not an older show, an older video.
Kinda left. Like there wasn't any new notable shows that was peaking and everyone was talking about. I mean, except The Idol, if that's your forte.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I don't watch reality TV shows, so.
My friend's a gynecologist. You don't see me sticking my finger in everybody, do you?
A gynecologist, more like a vaginacologist.
Honestly, media ain't been the same since like 2020. We've been on a drought of everything for years. And as this drought goes on, these shows start to fall off worse and worse. So I'm gonna split the categories into actual shows and then anime because you know I had to put animes in this video. There's too many not.
True, especially since like a lot of the Western TV shows are becoming non-existent. It was not an instant hit, so it's kind of hard to say something fell off if it didn't even get past 2 seasons.
Warning, obvious spoiler warnings ahead for any of the shows.
Yeah, guys, spoiler warnings.
And the first show we got is none other than our childhood classic.
SpongeBob! I love that show!
SpongeBob is by far one of the most iconic franchises of all time. The first 3 seasons of SpongeBob are all-time peak. You're not telling me any different. Like, I could go back right now as an adult to watch and laugh at the episodes just as much as I was when I was a kid. Almost every single SpongeBob meme you see online specifically comes from the first 3 seasons.
Okay, no, I think there were a few that came from season 4 and 5, so I'm just bringing up points because do remember I did watch like season 4 and 5 when I was younger, and I think there were still some good episodes by then. I'm not sure about like the really later seasons, but
and the SpongeBob movie, it's perfection.
Oh, that was such a good movie.
A movie people already watched into a game and made it good. There's no other shows that's touching the caliber.
Think, Mark, think!
Most people will think, why the f would they even buy the game then? But after season 3, it was pretty much downhill from there. There could be good episodes here and there, but I'm really scrolling right now looking at these episodes past season 3, and I'm not recognizing jack. It's like,
okay, no. There were a few. I remember Friend or Foe. Oh, Love a Patty. I remember that one. I liked that one. Okay, I don't recognize any of the other ones, so I guess those were the only ones I knew from that. From season 5.
Like they started making the episodes worse on purpose. Like, did any of y'all know that Anthony Davis was in a SpongeBob episode in 2020? This should be balling on the court with LeBron. What you doing, dog? Even the movies too. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really watch the 3rd SpongeBob Out of Water movie, and I guarantee some of y'all didn't even know these movies existed. But I can tell you, both of these movies are simply not touching the first SpongeBob movie. Nowadays, they rely on posting on their YouTube channel, which is just spam with random uploads of things. Pouncing every time someone says plankton, 45-minute video. Every instrument ever in Bikini Bottom, 56-minute.
Yeah, it's kind of overkill. You don't need a 56-minute video about the songs. Like, if someone has a song, they'll just look it up online. They're not gonna sit through a 56-minute video.
Every time anyone cooked a Krabby Patty, 2-hour video. They're taking the child YouTuber route and uploading long-ass videos so kids won't click off. The sad thing too about all this was that SpongeBob was never supposed to air this long in the first place. Steven Hillenburg wanted SpongeBob to end after the first movie, which would have been perfect. But the people at Nickelodeon gathered together and said,
Yeah, that's kind of sad how they bastardized his biggest project, arguably. And they did it for a guy who literally couldn't stay around to fight against that decision. That's sad. That's sad.
We're not ending this. And he ended up leaving as the main writer, which directly correlates to SpongeBob's downfall. He even said he didn't want spin-offs, and specifically ones where they age down the characters because, well, that always goes great.
Look at the top of
What
his
the
head.
heck? I never watched Drama Island, but I do know that of the kids thing, and bruh, it's crazy how I don't even get the concept of like aging down characters, especially if they already met. So it's like, what? You guys didn't know each other at the start of the series, so why do you guys know each other as kids, or like did some sort of like baby formula get put on them or something? I don't know. It's weird.
And what did Nickelodeon do to honor his legacy after he died? The exact thing he didn't want them to. Like, did any one of y'all even know these spin-offs exist?
Yeah, and it's sad how companies could just like take your ideas or your stories and then just do whatever with them against your wishes, your wills.
This is my first time even knowing Patrick had a spin-off. I refused to watch it specifically because that ugly ass baby's holding in his hand.
I heard that the spin-off was really bad, so you're not missing anything.
I don't even want to know what type of character that is. Is that supposed to be his little sister? The next
I
show
think
we
it's
got
a
is 13
squid.
Reasons Why.
No, wait. Is it a squid? Because Squidward's a squid. I don't know. It kind of looks like one of those like squid things. Like maybe it's a different breed of squid.
The fact that this show even exists is kind of hilarious, because it's the concept of a girl in a high school ending her life and leaving out 13 tapes for people to trace the clues why she did it, like Scooby-Doo. The peak of its hype was like the first season and second season.
Back when this first came out, all my friends really liked the show, and I very much tried to watch it because, you know, I didn't want to be that one schmuck that doesn't know what anyone's talking about, even though I did end up being that schmuck. But I tried. I really did try, and I just couldn't get into it. I think it's because I like watching animated stuff, so obviously my goo goo gaga brain can't process what a live action show, what? But also it just gave that like Riverdale vibes to me, and I didn't like Riverdale, which was also another show that all my friends really liked watching. But anyways,
And I won't lie, I was pretty invested at first, especially for the first season, because one by one were they introducing a new character and giving a backstory. But I think the thing that really killed it was there's too many seasons. Like, this show could have easily—
True. I remember hearing people say like, oh yeah, it went on that Riverdale vibe where it's just like, okay, first season actually had a beginning, middle, and end. The other seasons, they're just like making up shit to just prolong the show.
been one season with 13 episodes for every tape, but it goes on for 4 seasons. Like, how much do you have to talk about? The bitch is already dead. Half the characters in the show
What?
never look like high schoolers either. Like, you're gonna sit here and tell me any of these characters look like high schoolers? This man is almost—
Okay, I don't think you need to have your characters look like high schoolers. It's just like, you know, it'd be nice, but I don't think having adults play teenagers in those breaks the immersion too much. But again, I could be in the unpopular opinion with this one.
the height of the hallway roof. Get his ass on the court. And all the shit that was going on in this high school was anything but high schooler activity. I'll never forget when Tyler got that whole broom shoved up his ass. Honestly, after that is when I wanted to stop watching. And for y'all that have never seen it, take one advice from this video:
Do not search up that scene.
the show was also hella controversial because it depicted a teenage girl unaliving herself. And since most teenagers are stupid and influenced by dumb you can guess who would get influenced by this. It's so bad that you can't even search up 13 Reasons Why on TikTok. It's banned. Do it. Try it right
Really?
now. I guarantee
wow.
it's not gonna let you search it up. And honestly,
I didn't even
after
know that.
maturing ever since watching this, I'm realizing this was the villain the whole time. She should have just died in peace instead of making a whole treasure hunt. So many lives ended up being taken in the process to find out why she did it. Big spoiler warning. The only person who really deserved to die was Bryce. That we get sturdy on his brain. And the dumbest I seen in the show was when one of the reason revealed on why she did it was because someone in the class wrote she had the best ass. She ain't have no ass, by the way. The actress is in her 20s. I can say that, okay? Next is Family Guy. At a certain point, Family Guy was one of the all-time goats for shows in general. Everyone would be fiending and waiting for the next season to drop when another one ended. But slowly over time, it just started to hit less and less. Even when you search up Family Guy best moments, there's always going to be jokes and cutaways from the older seasons. I stopped actively watching when they reached the mid to late teens of seasons. But why the is there 22 seasons of Family?
That's a whole adult in years. They are able to drink. They are able to vote.
You finished?
Am I the only one surprised by that? There's only so much that happens in Quahog for that to even be a thing. And the main thing I used to love from Family Guy was those Stewie and Brian episodes. Bro, when Stewie and...
I did watch some Family Guy, and I will say I liked the Stewie and Brian parts. At least from what I watched. I didn't watch like too much of the show, but I did watch some.
Brian got together to do something in an episode you knew was going to be a classic. I feel like if they made one of these episodes each season, it could be a thing to keep people invested. Even Seth MacFarlane doesn't believe in Family Guy anymore. He hasn't written for the show since 2005.
Doesn't he voice act one of the characters? I think that's like one of the problems with having one voice actor playing multiple roles, and two, having a creator play one of the characters. Is like they have to be attached to this project now, or they have to get like a new voice actor. But you know, everyone's gonna not like that because no one likes change.
It's surprising to me because when everyone thinks of Family Guy, they think of him. But Family Guy did manage.
It's one of those situations where I just think about Alex Hirsch, how much he hates Disney, and he has to be associated with Disney because in any Gravity Falls stuff, he has to be there because he voices Seuss and Grunkle Stan and Bill Cipher. He voices all three of them. He hates Disney, but he's the voice of these characters, and they just can't get like a new voice actor. I mean, they could, but it's not gonna be the same. So I do feel like he does come back because, you know, it's his project, it's his baby. Even if he hates the company that's associated with, it is his baby.
To stay good for a while after he left, and nowadays it's in the dustbin. If you sit here and tell me season 22 of Family Guy is good, I'm simply not listening to you. I feel like more of the younger generation is watching South Park because South Park is always up to date. Like they made a whole episode joking about Prime. Keep in mind, Trey Parker and Matt Stone are in their 50s. If I ask my parents do they even know who Logan Paul or KSI is, they're gonna look at me like I just made those names up on the spot. And I can't take it serious anymore because of those dumb TikTok clips that are always playing. Even when you search up Family Guy funny
not gonna lie, I did watch Family Guy through a lot of those clips. Family Guy, Subway Surfers, and then someone baking a cake on the bottom.
moments on YouTube, there's like a gazillion channels reposting clips from the show. If I owned a show and people were posting full episodes of it on YouTube, I'm throwing copyright strikes left and right. But
I don't watch full episodes, I just watch the clips.
I think Seth MacFarlane does not give a about the show anymore and lets people do whatever they want with it. Next is Fairly Odd Parents. Fairly Odd Parents is in the category SpongeBob of all-time cartoon.
I did see some stuff from the reboot, and it does actually look very promising. It looks nice. It looks comfy, you know?
The show could have went on potentially for millenniums because all that needed to happen was Timmy making a wish, him fucking up the wish, and having to later fix it on by himself. Oh my god, the show had some of the best cartoon episode specials ever. The Channel Chasers.
The Power Hour episodes, they were so good. And if Jimmy Neutron got more episodes, I swear they would make so many more Power Hours, but I'm so sad that Jimmy Neutron was a canned show.
The Jimmy Timmy Power Tower
that's it, that's the sauce
episode. And they all brought original concepts to the show's power system as well. But there's three main factors we can contribute to its downfall. Number one is Poof. Poof was introduced in season 6 of Fairly Odd Parents, which was around
crazy how good the reboot just made all the characters now. It fixed so many problems that a lot of people had with the decline of Fairly Odd Parents.
Halfway through the show, and a lot of people was not f***ing with that lore. I used to think Poof was cool, and I kind of liked him, so I don't know. But this next person was definitely more to blame. Sparky. If people thought there was no point in adding Poof to the show, Sparky was gonna make them even more mad. Sparky was a magical dog and became Timmy's first pet in season 9. He was honestly just useless to the show and didn't really add anything. Like, he would come in here and there for a gag, but no one really gave a f***. He kind of ruined the dynamic between Timmy, Cosmo, and Wanda. Because at least with Poof, Poof was a baby. He wasn't really doing nothing. And out of all things to add to a show, you add a talking dog, bro. I've seen that like a million times already. But this next person was actually what got the entire show canceled. Chloe. You know, I gotta clap it up for Nickelodeon for ruining their legacy so quickly. Chloe was easily the most conniving little annoying creature ever added to any cartoon. Chloe was added in season 10 of...
If you look at this, you can tell that the animation is so different from before. It's crazy how much changed, man.
Fairly Odd. let me just give this time to commemorate my favorite characters after its unfortunate ending. Cosmo, Chester, Jorgen von Strangle, Chip Skylark, and, of course... the nigga chin! Now let's move on to our kawaii woo anime category.
Ooh, anime.
Like an
Yes,
anime
I
character.
know anime. It's so good.
I've been vibrating vigorously to do this. And the first anime we gotta talk about is Tokyo Revengers. At a certain point,
Okay, I didn't watch it. Bro, every time I watch one of these videos, I don't watch half of them.
Tokyo
Well,
Revengers
we'll see what he
was being
says.
hyped up to be the new big three. And me and my friends was highly
I have never heard anyone say that Tokyo Revengers is gonna be the next big three.
interested in it at first. Like, the character designs is still...
I don't think any group has the staying power that Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece has. Maybe there will come a time when there's another big three. People were saying, oh, My Hero Academia, Black Clover, and I think it was like No, Demon Slayer. People were saying like those three were the next big three, but I never thought that because it's just like they don't have enough staying power. I think what differentiated those series from One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto, those three just went on for fucking ever. Nowadays we get like seasonal anime, which it's better for animators if they have seasonal releases. It gives them more breathing room, supposedly. It was a reassured thing that you would get something new every single week. Things like Boku no Hero Academia or Demon Slayer. It's like, okay, so you know that there's gonna be gaps in between episode to episodes and stuff. I think that's like one of the reasons why I don't think, at least for the time being, I don't think there's ever gonna be a legit big three, in my opinion.
So cold. I don't know who's letting these middle schoolers get tattoos like this, but they fire. And by the way, how are any of these characters supposed to be middle schoolers? Like, Draken is supposed to be 15 in the show. This man puts the beats on people like a 20-year jujutsu master. I think the main reason it fell off is because after all the hype from season 1, they took 2 years for the next season. And the anime industry is toxic, okay? If you're not working slave hours like Mappa delivering new seasons every year, your is bound to fail. And the animation was just not it sometimes. I don't know when this happened, but apparently the new season also aired on Disney Plus. This explains its failure. Anything Disney grabs its greedy little hands gets squeezed to death, so I'm not surprised.
True. Disney is the death of all media. If you get bought out by Disney or if your shows go on to Disney, that's how you know you're in trouble.
Like, you're supposed to be streaming people's favorite childhood movies, not our animes. If Disney acquires any more animes, we gotta go on strike like those writers did. Honestly though, with Tokyo Revengers, I've never had an anime I watched where I was interested more in the side characters than the main character. This man talked—
Oh, that sucks. I can't watch a show if I'm not interested in the main characters. I don't know, it's just something about me.
Amici was a flashback to anyone who came in his way. Mikey should have been the main character the whole time. Next is Seven Deadly Sins. Ooh, I know some of y'all haven't heard this name in yawn.
Yeah, that anime really did fall off.
I probably woke up someone—
Ooh, that one stings. That one stings.
Almost 10 years ago.
It was so promising.
Known by anything but Seven Deadly Sins, 7 Deadly Frames, 7 Deadly Paid Animators, 7 Deadly
Seven Deadly Schmucks.
slideshows. But if you watched this anime when it first came out, you would know how hyped people were. There was a certain point—
I was hyped. It seems like such a cool anime, but then, okay, yes, we could blame the animation for its downfall, but I also think that some of the writing was just questionable at best and like really weird at worst, but
where the show actually had good animation, and people were getting Netflix subscriptions out of all things just to watch. It could have easily been top 10 anime of all time. I remember when they were first introducing each sin, and I thought it was so cold how they were all different. Meliodas and Bond's relationship was real homie ties. That man Bond was a weirdo though. He was dating an
yeah, bruh, he was weird. He was a weirdo. I didn't like him. I don't like Meliodas and I don't like Bond, and it sucks how plot relevant both of them are, and you can't disconnect the narrative from them because like they're the fucking main character and rival guy.
Correction, an 1,000-year-old fairy spirit. Why do animes do this? And now they don't even animate it anymore. It's full on CGI. I've never seen an anime fall off so bad. They just say, F it, we're not even gonna draw. Next is Boruto. Boruto was always bound to fail because the show is 70% filler. Can you imagine watching any show and 70% of the story doesn't even matter to the plot? Like, man, I got things to do with my time. I got money to make. But there was a certain point a couple of years ago that was keeping the Boruto hype alive. The time skip.
Everyone kept on saying it gets better later, it gets better later, but why should we have to wait so long for it to get good?
All the Boruto fanboys was swearing to everyone that once this hits animation, it's gonna be on levels of Naruto Shippuden. And Naruto became mainstream because of the time skip, so I had a lot to live up to. The Boruto time...
No, I think it became mainstream with the Chunin exams. I think that's when we're like, oh yeah, this show's cooking, but I don't know.
Skip did end up happening last year, and
what they did to Sadara should be criminal. It should be criminal. Look at this fit. Ew, come on. We live in the worst timeline.
And yeah, ain't no one talking about it. All that.
And then you look at like the fucking fan arts of them, or those designs came out, and you see like Sadara being this cool ass ninja. She got the coolest fit. She got the Mangekyo Sharingan. You see her in the canon stuff, and she just looks like that, and ugh.
Hype flip-flopped in the air just to put out nothing. They even canceled the anime last year.
They
I
did?
mean, not like anyone was actively watching it.
I don't even
It was
know.
out here competing with 7 Deadly Sins for worst animation of all time. They have
I genuinely think you could get away with bad animation if you have like a good storyline. Like different aspects of the show is good. The animation industry, it sucks. They get overworked, underpaid. No one wants to spend more money than they have. But it just doesn't have that, and it sucks. It sucks so much.
my man Naruto looking like Tyler the Creator's mugshot. We should have really gave up on Boruto when Kishimoto, aka the original creator of Naruto, didn't even want to write on Boruto. Like, there was no point for this little and his annoying crew to be making a whole new story. And
that face is going... not that one.
Right on Boruto. Like, there was no...
This face is going down in history as this is Boruto's legacy, and it's so sad.
point for this little and his annoying crew to be making a whole new story. And the very last thing we've got is My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia, when it was first dropping, was legit being compared to Naruto. Now, as disrespectful as that sounds, My Hero Academia has 85 million total sales, and for something new, that's insane. You have celebrities like Megan Thee Stallion cosplaying characters from it. Oh my god. Nah, I don't care if she lied on Tori's name. Keep that thug locked. Ignoring the stench of the average My Hero fans, everyone was hyped for every new season dropping. But that was the exact problem. The fans. I think the fans single-handedly turned away any potential watchers to it. I had my friends come up to me who never watched anime and would show me some cringe My Hero fan compilation from TikTok.
Okay, yes, the fandom was very cringe, but they also made some of the best art you'll see in generations to come. I know like Naruto and One Piece and like, you know, Pokemon, they were the start of mainstream anime. But I genuinely think that Boku no Hero Academia, they were kind of the ones that set it to be a continuing theme of anime is here to stay in the West.
Be grown in a lab, like Petri dish creations type. And the fans was out here sending death threats to the creator for not making Deku and Bakugo gay. I know.
Don't send death threats to creators, guys. If you hate a show, that's fine, but you don't need to send death threats to people.
That man is disappointed in the type of fans he's attracted. I personally think the hype died down because this goddamn series is going on for way too long. It should have been ended while people were still interested, but the entire manga is still going. I'm not even saying it's bad. Heck, I was reading it for a while. It felt like the story was getting too complex to the point you don't even know what's happening. Like,
I think what happened was Horikoshi, he had all these plans for stuff. He got tired. After a while, you just get worn out, so...
Bro, I just looked at the latest manga chapter and there's an entire volcano sprung from the ground. Who the even has the ability to do this? I remember when people had powers like fire and ice. Keep in mind, they have to adapt all this into seasons of the show, so we're in for like 5 or 6 more seasons that are unneeded. So yeah, that about wraps everything up. If your show was on here, you can go ahead and cope in the comment section, because that just boosted into the algorithm. I need my hate pushed out to the masses. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time,
the parasocialness. Alright, so that was TV shows that fell off. Give Tommy an FG a follow if you haven't already seen him, or if you have seen him, then thank you all for coming. If you have any other videos you think I should watch, please let me know down in the comment section, and maybe I'll watch them. If you like this video or if you like my channel, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day. Bye bye.